Good afternoon, folks. How are you doing today? So I just finished a live stream of a mastermind with Adrian and Ty and had a great time. But I was left with a question that I didn't feel like I answered very well. So I wanted to do this live stream. Again, thank Adrian and Ty for the opportunity to speak with nearly 100 people. You can sign up for their weekly sessions at squad-up.com. It was a show that was entirely questions and answers, no PowerPoint. So you know I liked that presentation. Had a lot of fun. So the thing that I wanted to talk about is we did a lot of talk about the crisis last time. That I really want to highlight what are some things that I saw last time that we could at least look out for this time if we think a crisis is coming. Again, I'm not calling a crisis, but I'm saying these are the things that could be early indicators of a problem. First and foremost, you have to watch banks. Banks are the lenders. Banks are where leverage happens. Banks are where bad debt will happen first. So what are they doing, right? Are they taking back properties? Are they doing REOs? Are they tightening credit? Are they loosening credit, right? These are all things that were going on. Are they working with existing borrowers or not? So let's compare last time to this time across kind of that spectrum. First and foremost, are banks working with borrowers that are in trouble today versus last time? As of right now, they are working with borrowers a lot faster and in a lot more flexible ways. Last time they were arrogant and said, hey, we're not talking to you till you're 90 days late. Well, that was stupid. Now they're like, nope, everybody can have a forbearance. Just call us, check this box on a form, and boom, 90-day forbearance, easy. So very different behavior. The other thing is banks did ratchet down credit here in the last 4 or 5 months. JP Morgan was first, Wells Fargo, others have followed. Credit stayed pretty loose up until it wasn't in the last crisis. Banks got smarter. Banks saw risk. Banks have reserves. They've already had a huge reserve coming. So again, banks are really getting ahead of it. One difference this time versus last time, kind of on the negative, the first two have been greatly positive, is I think banks have more risk in non-residential debt. Last time, most of the bad debt was residential mortgages. Now I think they have risk in credit cards, in automobiles, in oil and gas, in office, in retail. So I think there's a lot more pain in their investing book or their loan book. But I don't think it's residential pain, especially with what we just talked about, ratcheting down credit and working with tenants or with owners that have problems. So that's banks. Next, watch builders. Builders last time kept building until they were bankrupt. They kept taking on more and more dirt. They were doing huge projects in different phases. It wasn't uncommon to see 40-unit phases. Now their phases are much more like even as small as 8, right? I saw one that was 4, right? So they're using their cash a lot more efficiently now. But again, watch builders. Are they getting aggressive in their build out? One thing I took from Brian Lebo in Vegas that we could watch for is lot premiums. This is important. Are builders increasing lot premiums? Are they doing lotteries on lot premiums, which really means demand is high? Or, as Brian pointed out, the first thing he saw in Vegas last time is lot premiums were cut. That is going to be something I watch. And I want to thank Brian Lebo from Las Vegas for giving that to me. Is that will show that builders are like, shoot, where'd the demand go? Where are the buyers? Where we can't sell what we have. So watch lot premiums. And then finally, most importantly, what is this channel about? It's about the consumer. What are the consumers thinking about real estate? Is it a good time to buy? Right now, the consumer, the owner occupant, I have rarely seen a market like this. It could change. It could change around the election, and we talked about that on the mastermind call with Ty and Adrian. We could see a little slowdown in November and December. But I expect 2021 to be a pretty bang up year. I think we're gonna come out of this a lot like the end of World War II, where the soldiers came back and we had a good decade of growth and entrepreneurship and all of that stuff. We're going to be coming off a pretty low base, but we got to watch the consumer. If for some reason the economy has fits and starts and we go into another nasty lockdown and the consumer gets scared, that will be a problem. Because again, we are asking consumers to sign up for 30-year mortgages. We are seeing renters become owners at record rates. We are seeing exit from urban, enter suburbia. I think that is an investable trend, but it could change. That's why you have to watch the consumer. So again, watch banks. Banks make this thing go. Banks are like gasoline. Right now, banks are pretty tight. Banks are much tighter than they were in January. Could they get tighter? Oh, yes, they could. They could get tighter, no question. Will they get tighter? I don't think so. I think on the scale of tight versus loose, I think they're looser by January. Because once we get to the other side of this chasm of this health crisis, they're going to be part of that boom in 2021. That's what I think. But again, let's watch. Who knows? Bad debt could spiral in oil and gas or office and cause them to contract. We just have to watch. Watch builders. Builders in suburbia are probably caught flat-footed. There wasn't enough building going on. So do they buy lots of land? Do they build bigger tracts because suddenly suburbia is hot? Maybe. That didn't turn out very well last time. And then finally, watch the consumer. The consumer makes this thing go. We are a consumer economy. Do we see them want space? Is space good? Or boom, a vaccine comes out and everybody wants to go back to New York. Don't know. But these are things to watch. Again, the last crisis is banks, builders, and consumers. Watch what they're doing. Watch how they behave, because that will tell us where the market is going. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you, Adrian and Ty, for the opportunity.